Hi guys, happy Saturday. So, we will continue on from yesterday's astral projection, thought projection, and just all of that good stuff. So part 4, it's pretty good. It's a very long ritual, so it's the ritual of the paths. This is lesson 11, and this is page 494 and 495. So, alright, so it's really interesting, this path working and shadow work, and it's amazing. It really is. It's good stuff. So, alright, part 4 we have, okay, so the purpose of path working is for information gathering. So by questioning higher spiritual entities, it is possible to learn new rituals, new magical techniques, and new mystical information. So it's important to remind you that this information is for you and you alone. So write that down in your journal, your book of shadows, whatever you use. Alright, so where'd I go? Although it may require others to help you in performing a ceremony, it might not be appropriate for anyone else in the universe to perform for him or herself. So what works for you may not work for somebody else. What works for me probably won't work for you guys, but I've seen my techniques used, especially for the board, and that makes me really happy. So, alright, this presents an opportunity to repeat Diane Fortune's important point. I love this. There is no room for authority in occultism. Merely because someone reports that he or she had success with an originally devised ritual does not mean anyone else will have success with it. So, similarly, a great many books on supposedly occult topics are nothing more than fantasies of the authors. So, I know of one book which has been through a great many printings and claims that the reason you can hear other thoughts is clairaudience is because people actually speak through their ears when they think of something. Anyway, the idea makes perfect sense to the author, but it seems ridiculous to me. So I know of another author, well-respected author, who wrote a book concerning a lost civilization. So the author made up the book and used his real name for the main character. He also used his wife's magical name in the text. So for the pseudonym listed as the author of the book, he switched around the words, not really to make up a name. It's fun to do. Alright, so, and this book, I understand, has been very successful. So, but what I have talked about in the previous paragraph refers particularly to what you or anyone else might learn from higher spiritual entities as you pathwork your way around the tree of life. So, what I want to share with you now is how you get to a location where you can meet these entities. This technique uses virtually all of what you have learned so far in this course. How far are you guys on this course? Have you guys, I mean, we did a little bit of it last year, not all of it, so pretty interesting. So here we go with the ritual of the paths. Alright, so this ritual is composed of 8 basic steps. So your step 1 is the purifications. Step 2, the banishings. 3, projection and path working. 4, verifications. A, of your location or locations. B, of the identity of the entities. So number 5, request for magical aid from the higher spiritual entities. 6, payment. 7, return. 8, banishings again. So that is just the basic outline of the ritual. So the only other thing which you will need to know is the key to gaining entrance into the higher Sephirah, the password. Since each Sephirah is overseen by an archangel, you need to know that archangel's name in order to enter. So this is similar to the idea of having words, of having to give the name of a friend in order to get into a private club. Kinda, yeah. So in other words, the name of the archangel of a particular Sephirah is the password for gaining admittance into that Sephirah. And those are the round circles that go up the tree. So, tree of life. So knowing these passwords will allow you to enter any Sephirah that you do wish. So your preliminaries, so the first of the first, before you start anything. First, with the help of the talismanic magic chart, decide what the purpose of the path working is to be, and which Sephira you are going to visit. As an example, let us say that we feel low on vitality and wish to increase our energy. So the Sephira involved is Gibura. So, and it is to Gibura we must go. Next, as before any act of grey magic, do a divination to see what the probable outcome of the ritual will be. So, let us assume that the divination indicates that the outcome would be very positive, so the next step is to decide the proper time to do the ritual. Now let's choose the 4th magical hour after sunset on a Thursday during the waxing of the moon. So this was determined from the table of magical hours. So everything is very precise, especially with this. So yeah, it may be your purpose would be only to communicate with a higher spiritual entity and become friendly with that entity. In this case, it's not really grey magic and needs no divination. So if you're just going to be friendly, you don't have to do really any divination. So, however, doing a divination first will indicate the probability of success, and it can actually save you a great deal of wasted time. It's true too. Alright, so the next step to prepare is to prepare the area. So, it's a good idea to give the temple area a good cleansing, dust, wash, vacuum, whatever is appropriate. So just do your normal cleaning. Make sure everything looks nice and it's tidy and everything smells good. Always works. Then you must have an altar and the magical tools or weapons. These include the 4 elemental tools and the rainbow wand. You will also need a piece of black material suitable for covering the pentacle. So the material should preferably be made of silk, but natural fibers such as cotton or wool will suffice. Stay away from nylons and polyesters. Also needed is a road map, and I'm guessing the road map is going to be the Tree of Life with all the different Sephiras, their names, and all of the archangels that guard them. A road map simply lists everything which you will need to know for the ritual. So for this ritual, we will need to know the correspondences for Yesod, Tiferet, and Gibura. We will also need to know the correspondences for the path on the Tree of Life, which unite these Sephira. So this includes knowing the tarot cards, which are associated with the paths we are going to traverse. So for this example, the cards are the universe, temperance, and justice. So note that the path we are taking is from Malkut, Sephira number 10, to Yesod, number 9, to Terafet, 6, to Gibura, 5, which we would have gone from Malkut to Yesod to Hode, 8 to Gibura, which would go up to the left pillar, or we could have chosen to go from Malkut to Yesod to Nitzah, to the 7th, to Tiferet, to Gibura. So this would be a longer way, but one which would still get us the goal. So in any event for grey magic, always begin by going first to Yesod from Malkut. So this is because Yesod is associated with magic. So since our example is grey magic, we first proceed to Yesod. Had our goal of the ritual simply been to gain knowledge and not ask for anything, a change in the physical world, or information which would allow us to create that change, we could have followed a path directly up to the left pillar without first stopping at Yesod. So it's very interesting. Very interesting, the path working within the Tree of Life. It's pretty cool. Yeah, the lavender is showing you right here. The purple. Actually, it looks kind of bluish. Blue tint. So this is just very good information. Alright, so. Okay, where'd I go? Okay, so step 1, your purifications. So begin with cleaning your area. If you have not done so, take a ritual bath or shower, as has already been described. Robe yourself. So if you have a magical robe, perfect. Next, purify your tools. True, their use in ritual work, along with their dedication to the magical arts, has purified them, but a little extra never hurts. So facing east, behind me, take the rainbow wand and hold it by the white band with the black end facing down. So visualize pure white light filled energy coming from above your head down through the rainbow wand and out through the black end into the ground. And then you're going to say meaningfully, by the power of Adonai, be pure, I exercise the creature of will. So, then we go on. So place the rainbow dagger, or the rainbow wand, back on the altar. Now take the air dagger and hold it in your hands. Generate energy as you would in the middle pillar ritual. But feel the energy run down your arms, into your hands, and into the dagger. So as you visualize all the impurities leaving the dagger, say meaningfully, I exercise the creature of air. Now, on to the next. Replace the air dagger on the altar. Take the fire wand in your hands and face south. Generate energy as for the dagger, and as you visualize all impurities leaving the fire wand, say meaningfully, I exercise the creature of fire. So, now replace the fire wand on the altar and take up the chalice, which should be filled with wine or water, in your hands and face east. Again, generate energy, visualize all impurities leaving the chalice, and say meaningfully, I exercise the creature of water. So, take a sip from the chalice and replace it upon the altar. In a similar manner, treat the pentacle. However, you should be facing north when you say meaningfully, I exercise the creature of earth. So wrap the pentacle in the black cloth which you have for the purpose and replace it on the altar. So if you have not already done so already, at this time light the appropriate number and color of candles. In this example ritual, you should use 5 red candles, 5 being the number and red being the color of the sephira to which we wish to travel. So incense should also be lit. Tobacco is commonly used for this sephira. Other sharp acrid scents will do. Of course, you can always use frankincense and myrrh, which I love. I always replace anything with frankincense and myrrh. So, step 2, banishings. Perform the opening by watchtower. Step 3, projection and pathworking. So, using this system described in earlier parts of this lesson, either mentally or astrally project out of body. Now, look around your temple. Alright, until you find the universal door. It's really cool too when you do thought project your consciousness, just not astral but thought projection. I think it's even a little bit cooler. So, enter the card as described and look for a path ahead of you. Will yourself to move along this path, which will move you up the tree toward Yesod. Because your intention is different, your trip may be different from the one described. So, eventually you will come to a blocked door or pathway. There will be a guardian or several of them at this point. They are the order of angels associated with this sephira. In this case, in the case of Yesod, they are the cherubim. So, to pass them, enter Yesod, use the password Gabriel, the archangel of Yesod. So once you are allowed to pass into the sephira, look around and make sure that you are in Yesod. Part of step 4, by comparing correspondences. As an example, if you see elephants, you are in Yesod. However, if you see a hermaphrodite, you have somehow gotten into Hod. If you run into any problems or uncertainties, simply go back the way you came. So, eventually you will come to a door or perhaps a curtain or painting, which appears to be a huge version of the card Temperance. So project into this card and look for its largest and most apparent path. When you eventually see this path, begin to travel along it. So soon you will find a blocked door or gate, or a path entry of some kind. It will be blocked by the Malakim, the angel of the Sephirah Tiferet. So, to pass, use the password Raphael. So in a similar way to Yesod, now get used to Tiferet. Make sure you are here by the use of correspondences. So next, look for the tarot card Justice, my favorite one. Project into this card and look for the path, and move until your way is blocked. Here the guardians are the Sephirim, and the password is Kamael, yeah. Again, make sure you are in Geburah by correspondences and by gematria. So step 4, verifications. I will post this, the Hebrew gematria, the sacred geometry is what I'm getting from that word. I don't know, so I'll post that on my Patreon for you guys, or just on here. Alright, now for the verifications. So to verify that you are in the appropriate Sephirah, you can use the correspondences as already described. So however, an even better way to do the verifications is via, why can't I say this word? Gematria. So whatever. This can only be done if you come into contact with entities capable of communication. So, ask who they are since you are above the lowest astral levels. You do not have to worry about the creatures here having egos and thus being liars. Spiritual creatures have no true will of their own and cannot lie, but they do not have to spell out their answers in plain language. So they may test you, but they're not going to lie to you. A lot of people get that confused, very confused. So, according to the Kabbalah, Hebrew is the true language of the angels, and they may reply in Hebrew. So on the next page you will see a chart with the Hebrew letters. You will also see that each Hebrew letter is associated with a number. Just like regular numerology. So, therefore each Hebrew word has a numerical value, since 5 equals 5 according to the Kabbalah, and whatever. Any Hebrew word whose letters equal a certain value is related to any other Hebrew word whose letters have the same total. So as an example, perhaps when you think you are in Tiferet, you call upon an entity and you ask who that entity is. The entity says Shavat. This means rod in Hebrew. So, and the letters come to a total of 311. The number of Raphael is also 311. Therefore, you are in Tiferet, and before the Archangel Raphael. So you have been tested by gematria, I don't know if I'm saying that right, and know how to pass some of the test. So if you are unsure at any time, simply return the way you came. So, notes to the previous page. Very interesting. I wonder if you have to do the middle pillar ritual. I wonder if banishings just would suffice. I don't know. But I would love to do the pathworking with. That's why if you go online, eBay or Amazon, you can get those giant posters with all the correspondences with the Tree of Life and the names, everything, for like 99 cents, $1.99. Those are the best, the best. So, alright, just notes to the previous page. So the first column shows the way the Hebrew letters appear when printed. Alright, so Hebrew is difficult, especially for me. So that is, yeah, there we go. Those are all the Hebrew. This page, all the Hebrew letters, correspondences, all that good stuff. Why did I just turn? turning back to normal. There we go. Alright, now I'm back to normal. Alright, so. Alright, the second column gives the sounds associated with each of the letters. So notice that some English sounds and letters are not included. There is no E, nor is there an F, although the PE does have a PH sound, which, for all practical purposes, equates with the letter F. Although the letter A is traditionally given as the sound for Aleph, the Aleph really has no sound. It is merely a placeholder for vowels, which in ancient days were understood and in modern Hebrew are indicated by points and lines written around each letter. So, the kofa is sometimes spelled Qoph and is said to be represented in English by the letter Q. However, it is also pronounced like K. The ch of the chet is pronounced like the ch of a Scottish word, och. So, och. Chet, yeah. Alright, chet. So the third column contains the number value of each letter. Note that after 10 it goes to 20, 30, etc. Likewise, after 90 it goes to 100, 200, etc. 11 is made by the combination Yud Aleph or Aleph Yud. 22 is made by the combination of Kaf Bet or Bet Kaf. 347 is made by any combination of the letters Shin, Mem, and Zain. That's interesting. So columns 4 and 5 show the special enumeration and appearance of 5 letters known as finals. So the letters in column 5 show how these letters look when they appear at the end of a word. So their values at the end of a word are given in column 4 and appear after the commas, after the commas of column 3. So column 6 gives the name of each letter in transliteration. So the best book on the subject of, God, I don't know how to say this, gematria is Godwin's Kabbalistic Encyclopedia, but it's out of print now, so I'm sure you can find it from bargainbooks.com. So by David Godwin, published by Llewellyn. Yeah. So yeah. All right. So also good is Crowley's Sephiroth, found in some versions of 777. Both books are really vital to practicing magician. Step 5: request for magical aid. So, once you are positive that you are in the correct Sephirah, request, by willing, the presence of the Archangel of the Sephirah. So in this case, this example is Komel. When an entity appears, make sure that it is Komel via gematria. For example, the entity identifies itself by the name 91. You will know that you are communicating with the correct entity because by gematria, Komel equals 91. So next, request what it is that you desire. Keep it simple. In this case, of this example, you can use the words energy and vitality. So step 6, payment. So nothing can be obtained without some sort of payment in return. Here, the payment is energy. So it's an energy exchange. So there are several ways to give this spiritual energy. A, raise energy via the technique of the middle pillar ritual and send out the energy out of your arms toward the archangelic figure. B, repeat a word or phrase over and over. In this example, the word energy would be good, or perhaps you could use the archangel's name. Let it speed up as you repeat it, so you should feel energy increase within you and around you as you repeat the word or phrase. So when it reaches a peak, say it one more time, but do it slowly and loudly toward the figure. So then you're going to feel all the energy raised. Leave with your breath and go into the entity. So this is a system similar to what is called mantra yoga in Eastern systems of magic. It's pretty interesting. Of course, your astral or mental body does not really breathe, nor does it really speak loudly. However, the sensation is the same as if you did these activities physically. So yes, that is true. Where did I go? Okay, so C. If you are familiar with martial arts, any method of raising and sending chi or ki will work. D. If you are using mental projection, you can use inner alchemy sex magic. And when you do have the Mahatantra experience, let the energy go to the Archangel. Do not worry about having a physical orgasm. So E. If you are mentally projecting, you can run or dance in a circle and feel the energy build as a result of the physical exertion. When it reaches a peak, release it in the direction of the Archangel. So this, of course, needs the close cooperation of the physical and mental bodies, as it is the mental body which directs the energy taken from the physical body. If you choose to use this system, be sure to stay within your protective magical circle while you run and or dance. So the energy given, while called a payment, must really be given freely. So the Archangel may or may not choose to accept the energy, and whether or not the energy accepted has no bearing on whether or not the Archangel will aid you in your magic. However, nothing can be had for free. Even if the payment is not used, it is still a payment. So, there you go. A little bit of advice on payments. So, it may also seem odd that in any case, or that in this case, energy is given in order to receive more energy. So this is a secret of the alchemists, who said that you must have gold in order to make gold. So, in the same way, any energy given here can be returned 1,000,000-fold if need be. Alright, now, step 7, the return back. Using your own words, thank the Archangel kindly for any help which it may choose to give. Then start back down the tree. If you go back the way you came, you will not find any guardians blocking your way. Why should they stop you from entering a place to which you have so recently proved that you are entitled to be admitted? So, besides, their purpose is to block unentitled people from going up the tree of life toward divinity, not from leaving the tree. So it is possible to go down the tree in a direction other than that by which you arrived. So if you do so, you will run into a new guardians, who may want to hear a passwords for a Sephira. So, which you have not entered on this pathworking. So as you can see, it is the easiest just to descend the way you came. So unless you have a deep memorized knowledge of the correspondences on the Tree of Life, I suggest you leave searching around for later pathworking experiments. Just go back the way you came. It's the easiest. So when you're ready to make your way back into your temple, rejoin your physical body. Now step 8 is the banishings. Give the license to depart by saying the following, or something which contains all of its ideas. So, the license to depart, the Goetia, and the Key of Solomon. You can find those there. So, alright. So this is the license to depart. So because you have been obedient and obeyed the commandments of the Creator, feel and inhale this grateful odor, and afterwards depart ye unto your abodes and retreats. Be there peace between thee and me. Be ye ever ready to come when ye shall be cited and called. And may the blessings of God be upon ye. And now let any and all spirits called by this rite return to their abodes and habitations, and harm none on thy way. Be ye all obedient and prompt to come unto me without undue difficulty on my part, when thou art called upon according to the traditions given by the divine to us. Amen. Of course, the grateful odor is incense, which you will have been burning. So thus, if you are alone, you would add some more incense to this burner at the time. So, as you probably realize, non-physical entities do not have noses and cannot smell incense, but by tradition, spiritual entities do seem to enjoy the astral double of the incense. It's pretty cool to think of that. Think of everything on your altars, and then think of that doubled in the astral realm. See it. It's pretty cool. So, now you're going to clap your hands together loudly 3 times. So this helps bring you down to earth, quite literally. So you're going to finish by doing the closing by Watchtower. It's pretty interesting. I would love to just journey up the tree, know every path or password, meet every archangel, and just, just be friendly with them. Just get to know them, not asking for anything in return. Just to get to know them. That would be amazing. Alright, so, and then the rite is finished. So, if at any time you feel uncomfortable or watched, or anything else which gives you an unpleasant feeling while performing this ritual, work your way down the tree immediately and rejoin your physical body. Then take the cover off the pentacle and, starting in the east, show it all around the circle while you move in a clockwise direction. Follow this by doing the usual closing. So then open all of the windows and air out the room. This will protect you from any unknown problems which might arise during this ritual. So if you follow the instructions given, you have all the help you need right at your fingertips. So just follow it so you don't have any problems. This ritual also points to the directions which you must study for the future. To successfully perform this ritual, you do need to work on gematria, on correspondences, on familiarity with the Tree of Life, on the tarot, on astral projection. There are virtually months or even years worth of study and development ahead. Yes, very true. So, by coming back to this lesson, you will always know exactly what you need to study. You will always have a focus for future development. Pretty interesting. So remember, the beginning of wisdom is the knowing of what you are ignorant. So, with this ritual as a guide, you will always know exactly what you need to study, exactly what you need to learn, and that will continue until you reach your ultimate goal. So until you are no longer just a student of the magical arts, but are indeed a true, successful, and accomplished magician. So, now, Middle Pillar Ritual. Okay, we'll go on to part 5 tomorrow. I'm very curious about the closings, the banishings. No, I'm not too worried about the banishings, but the whole, what am I? Yeah, I'm not cool with the whole, Middle Pillar Ritual at all. Not at all. So everything else is fine. But the Rainbow Dagger I still don't have. I don't have the Fire Wand. So those are stuff that obviously in previous lessons in this book that, we do learn how to make. Quite a few people, or one person I think it was, actually sent me a picture of their Fire Wand that they made. Beautiful, and Rainbow Wand. I loved it. So, yeah, I'm just not too sure about the Middle Pillar and the lesser, or the banishing ritual of the hexagram. I am stuck on those. So, yeah. Hebrew is really crazy. So I will definitely post that for you guys. That one. Or, if you want, you can pause and take a screenshot, just not with my face in it. So, alright guys, so this is going to be interesting. How many of you have ever done this before, pathworking down the Tree of Life? I think that's pretty interesting, and I really want to try it, but I don't want to go about it through the Middle Pillar Ritual, because it's just, I don't like it. It makes me feel just And it makes me feel just wrong, in a way. So, alright guys, I will see you all tomorrow for Sundays with Satan. So, I hope you guys have a great weekend. And yeah, I love you all, and thank you guys for watching, and thank you for your comments. I'm getting back to emails. I'm trying to get back to my public page, to get back to you guys. I really am that busy with what I do. So, to answer somebody's question, yes. So I will get back to you, I promise. But, alright guys, I love you all with all my heart. All the way from Venus all the way back down. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. So let me know what you guys think below, and let me know what you guys have ever experienced working with the Tree of Life in the Sephiroths. So it's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be fun. Alright guys, I love you all, and thanks for watching.